What is going on, brothers and sisters? I want to welcome you guys to Listener Feedback, episode 33. And in this episode will be starring Taurus from Chicago. Yeah, I missed your voicemail last week, so I apologize, brother. We're going to go over it today, and it is very, very fitting. We also have Crimson Phoenix, who has written in yet again. I appreciate you, my brother. You definitely got some good points that you brought up this week. And finally, to round us off, we have Mr. Cody Clark. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I want to tell you, brothers and sisters, I greatly appreciate these gentlemen for writing in and calling in. And guys, this has been one heck of a week so far. We got one of the biggest trailers that released this week in GTA 6. Oh, that trailer was incredible. And we're going to get into it. But first, this is a show about you guys, about the listener. So I got to put you guys first when it comes to this. But for anybody out there who may be interested in being a part of the next listener feedback episode, you can do that two different ways. You can either call in at 443-380-0281 and let your voice be heard literally. Or you can email the show, and the email address is simply theanalogcirclepodcast@gmail.com. By the way, guys, I did not get any takers for this Xbox $25 gift card. Now, if any of you guys have picked it up, please email the show, call the show to let me know that you got it. Because if you don't call, I'm going to keep on reading it off until somebody tells me that they actually redeemed it. So again, this is for $25 for the Xbox store. And it's just a small courtesy of me saying thank you for rocking out with me and supporting the podcast. So the code is as follows. It is 6CDD3JJKCC4QQ9YHHD-GW4XRFZ. Again, the only thing I ask is if you do win, just call in or email the show just to let me know you won. That way I can shout you out. So without further ado, let's get into this feedback this week. And like I said, my apologies again to you, Mr. Taurus from Chicago. Let me go ahead and I'm going to play your voicemail because, again, as I said earlier, it is very, very fitting. So without further ado, let's go ahead and let's get into your voicemail.
Hi, Kiaun. This is Taurus from Chicago. I was listening to your current podcast about GTA 6 not being on PS5 or PS4. When GTA 5 came out, I got it on PS3, and then I got it on PS4. Luckily, I didn't bother getting it on PS5, but it is on PS5. I wouldn't be surprised if they put GTA 6 on Xbox One, PS4, PS5, Xbox Series X, and PlayStation 5, and the new Xbox.
Taurus, brother, again, I apologize for last week, but I want to thank you for your voicemail, brother. I want to thank you for that, and I apologize to you for missing it last week. But it's very fitting, very fitting. So What I would say to that, Taurus, is I don't think that the PlayStation 4 and the Series X can even remotely handle what we have just seen. Did y'all see that trailer? Did you see the beaches? Did you see the water? Did you see the buildings? Did you see the people? Man, we're gonna talk about it, because I have never looked at a trailer this much, I don't think, and I can't remember when, but we're going to go over a little bit of details a little later on down the line in this episode. But I will say, Tars, just for the sheer fact of just the graphical fidelity that they have going on, I just don't think last generation hardware is going to be able to remotely handle what Rockstar is doing. And we know that Rockstar, they usually, when it comes to their trailers versus their actual games releasing, as far as the graphics comparing to the trailers, they're almost spot on every time. I can't think of a time when we've had a Grand Theft Auto game where what they showed as far as the trailers went to the lead up of the game and the game releasing actually looking way worse. So we could see it was a definite downgrade, like something on the level of the first Watch Dogs when it released. So for me, when I look at Grand Theft Auto 6 and I just look at the track record of Rockstar as a whole, I don't think we are going to have that problem. And because of that, I don't think the last gen consoles will be able to remotely. Again, I'm repeating myself. I apologize about that, Tars, but I don't think they're going to be able to compare. But Tars, do me a favor, brother. Feel free to call in again. And if you don't feel like calling in, always remember you can email the show. I always love hearing from you guys. And again, Taurus, I want to thank you again for calling in, brother. Now, we got some more emails here to go over. So without further ado, I always take them in the order that I get them. And looks like Crimson, Cody beat you by like 20 minutes or something like that. Y'all both emailed me the same day. But let me get into it. Let's see. Yeah, Cody, this is you, brother. This is your email. It's called 9999 plus infinity. Your email reads, it says games have been in the $60 to $70. Hold on. Did I read this last week, Cody? I feel like I did. I think this was about the prices of games. Yeah. I read this. So it does look like Crimson Phoenix actually did beat you to the punch this week, Cody. Oh man, shout out to Crimson. Oh shucks. So Crimson, we're gonna get into your email first. My apologies, Cody, but I got you, brother. But the title of Crimson Phoenix's email is, I said 20 or 30 minutes. What was I talking about? Anyway, Crimson Phoenix, it says, now the title of your email is A Respectful Calling Out. Matter of fact, I'm gonna call myself out, brothers. I didn't even see the time. I saw the dates and got them twisted, and I just said it was 6 minutes. I lied. I apologize to y'all, brothers. But it says Jim Ryan is on record saying that PlayStation owners are not enough to fund their IPs, and as a result, games, while they're not day and date, are going to PC. Furthermore, top 10 games on any platform usually consist of free to play, also suggesting buying our games is happening less and less. Where did CDs and movies go? All digital and available everywhere. Let's not concern ourselves as to how many consoles are sold and who's, oh, come on. Hey, Crips, I know you don't believe this, brother. I'm gonna finish this up though, man. Consoles are sold and who's winning the plastic box race. It's only a matter of time. Sony will be day and date getting us closer to the one console future of PC. And there are no consoles, only publishers. What? Let me see. It says, it is as you say. It's not about the game. Oh man, you done used my own verbiage against me. God dog. He says it's not about the consoles. It's about the game. Oh shucks. Touche, Crimson Phoenix. God, brother. God dog. I ain't see that one coming, man. Oh shucks. My brother used it against me. This is what I'm gonna say. I was a darn good move, brother. This is what I'll say though, Crimson Phoenix. As much, and don't get me wrong, that sounds great, brother. It sounds fantastic. But for me, brother, if we are all under one box, I don't know how that helps competition. At the end of the day, Crimson Phoenix, don't we want competition, brother? Don't we want these guys doing everything they can for our money, my brother? Don't we want them out there fighting in the streets to the death, as it were, these companies as a whole, to vie for our dollars? We should never want it to be only one place that we can go to get our gaming entertainment, because once that happens, my good brother, it is over. They can do any and everything that they please, and they will have nobody to worry about. So if they want to charge $130 for this game that's coming out, they're going to charge $130. If they don't want to drop any of the games ever, they don't have to do any of that. Having us go to a one console future, aka PC, is the worst thing, in my opinion, that could happen, because it's a monopoly. And once anything is a monopoly, Crimson Phoenix, and you know this, brother, it spells trouble for the consumer. And granted, yes, I wholeheartedly mean that it's never about the consoles, it's about the games. But I also want to just add to it that with that, it comes competition as well. That would be like Toyota being the only car manufacturer that you could buy from, and everybody else is out of business. So if you want a car, you can only go to Toyota or whatever manufacturer is out there. They are going to be merciless with our pockets, with what they offer. The quality is going to be able to go down because it's nobody else or no other entity or company that is holding them to a certain standard, knowing that if they drop off too much, people will walk away. So they'll be able to give us any and everything that they want, Crimson Phoenix, no matter how bad or how high it may be. As gamers and people that love this culture, that aren't going to just give up gaming like that, we're going to be forced to have to take it. So as much as, I believe in that motto, it's not about the consoles, it's about the games. We also need that competition to drive these guys to make the best games possible. Because if they don't have that competition or that drive, then we're going to be out there in the cold shivering with nothing really great to play. I'm not going to say not great to play, but we're going to be taken advantage of wholeheartedly, brother. But Crimson Phoenix, I would love to hear your rebuttal, my brother. I would love for you to let me know if you still standing on your square and you're like, man, let's just go to PC. Let's just go to one platform. Forget all of these other consoles and all of that mess. I want it to be one game under one console, individual, with liberty and justice for whatever, man. I just want you to tell me what your thoughts are as far as what I said, and I would love to hear your rebuttal, brother. As always, I truly, Crimson Phoenix, all seriousness, brother, I truly appreciate your email and you taking the time out to write into the show. Again, I appreciate all you guys for doing that, because you don't have to, but just the fact that you guys do, I truly, truly appreciate it. Thank you so much, Crimson Phoenix. I think you might have sent me one more. No, that was the only one you gave me this week. Okay. Well, Cody, you are up next. Let's see. Yes. Okay. Cody, I got you, brother. All right, here we go. Now, the title of Cody's email, and it looks like you sent me two of them, Cody. The first one is Only in Game Space. Cody says, only in games can a company like Epic consider 70K players active in a game mode of failure. Other games, it's a thriving community. Sure, they normally have 1 million active players in Fortnite Survival, but the game that started it before they abandoned it was Save the World. It sits between 30 to 70,000 players, and it is an afterthought now. God, dog. Do active players equip more money? I don't know. I know tons of games that would love 10,000 or 25,000, I guess, when you are he says 10,000 or 25,000. He says, I guess when you are the biggest in the world, even your failures are bigger than a small game's wildest success. And that is kind of sad and gross. Cody, I appreciate this, brother. And what I will say is that was the question that I was trying to figure out, Cody. You know, do player counts equate to money? And I get what you're saying, the 70,000 players on any game in any mode being considered a failure. I don't know, Cody. It sounds really, really good, right? 70,000 is a huge number, brother. But when you think about it from the standpoint of, let's just go with sales. Let's say a game comes out, and it doesn't even have to be a AAA game. Let's just say it's AA, right, Cody? It's just AA. And it comes out and it sells 70,000 copies. Let's say at $40. It sells 70,000 copies. I think that all of us would probably say, golly, those numbers are pretty bad, man. That's pretty abysmal. And I get that, again, that's 70 grand. A lot of games would love to have that many players in their game. But for some, it just probably isn't worth it, because I'm thinking about the cost of how much it is to have the servers online, how much it would cost to update the game, make new maps, and, just keep that game continuing on. With 70,000 players, I just don't think that would be enough to do it. And I understand what you're saying, Cody. It does seem sad and gross, but the wake up call that I had, and I think we all remember this, was when Tomb Raider, the reboot, had released, and it sold something like, I'm not going to be able to remember the numbers as a whole. You know what? Hold on. Maybe I can. Let's see what we can do here. Give me a second, Cody, because let's get some real numbers, man. That way we can have some real context. How many copies did the reboot of Tomb Raider sell?
According to Wikipedia, in Japan, Tomb Raider debuted at number 4 with 35,250 units sold. 3 weeks after its release on March 26, Square Enix announced that the game sold 3.4 million copies worldwide at retail, but has failed to reach predicted sales targets.
See, man, golly, I thought I was remembering that right. Y'all know my memory is terrible, man. But yeah, it actually sold 3.4 million copies, and they considered it a failure. Now, granted, I understand, Cody, from the standpoint of, well, that's not a games as a service kind of game. They could always, as far as this the genre of games as a service, they could always update it, sell skins, brand new map packs, and all of that stuff, and they could continuously make their money. But I just think that with 70,000 players, that's just probably not enough meat on the bone to incentivize them to actually do as such, So it's tricky, man. It really, really is. I mean, I'm not like a numbers guy, Cody, but I can imagine that 70,000 players, that's probably not enough, my brother. Unfortunately, Cody. But Cody, I'm going to move on to your next email, brother. And, hold on. Here we go. Now, this was good, Cody. I really like this one. Now let me, set this up a little bit with some, with a little bit of context. Now, the podcast that I just did on Sunday, EA is working on this new technology where they are making it so your character, the character that you're playing, the main character, you'll be able to actually hear your voice from that character. And it's going to be generated by AI, this new software that they're working on to be able to do this, to immerse you more into the game. And I was of the mindset that I don't want that to happen. I understand if it's an RPG game, it might be cool to hear your voice, but I'm not trying to have that be the whole situation throughout the whole gaming industry. So I was just asking you guys thoughts and opinions on that. And this is what Cody is referencing. So the title of his email is pre-recorded. Nope. LOL. He says AI mimics speech games or otherwise. No thanks. I don't want any tech that lets people fake my voice and goes deep into horror territory. What happens when we can't trust audio recordings? It's already hard enough to get people to agree to what is true when we have actual evidence. Shivers down my spine. Cody, brother, I could not agree more. I know that it was this famous rapper. I'm not going to repeat what they alleged that she said, but you could tell it was generated by AI. And this woman was saying some very vulgar things to somebody allegedly on the phone, but come to find out it wasn't even them. So they're going to have a class action lawsuit against these guys that mimicked her voice and, pretty much slandered her character, as it were. And, to your point, Cody, that's where the distrust comes in. What will they be doing with these recordings of our voice? And I understand that on our phones, some of us were already going to Google. Like myself, I go to Google constantly to ask questions. So I know they got my voice. I know that, I'm already exposed, as it were, to whatever happens. But I definitely understand, Cody, where you're coming from as far as the trust goes and just not wanting to have anything like that in a game in general. I mean, it came out a couple of years later after it happened, after the fact, that Connect was actually spying on us. And I remember the reports early on that were saying it was doing as such. And I was like, man, everybody is too uptight. It's just another reason to hate on Xbox. Y'all hate the Kinect. The Kinect is doing nothing but waiting to be used to play a Kinect game. It is no way it is doing anything outside of that. And come to find out, it was doing a lot more. It was actually recording. So with that being said, though, Cody, me and you, we are both on the same page. I wouldn't want those audio recordings of my voice. I would much rather have the professional voice actors voicing out these different characters, the main characters, because like I said before, Cody, in the last episode, this would definitely take me out of the experience hearing my own voice. I mean, it would probably be dope at first. It would be a dope novelty, but I could feel that would probably wear off. I don't really like to hear myself as it is now, so much. Don't get me wrong. I will listen back to the recordings just to see what I could possibly do better. I don't know if that's been working or not, to be honest with you, but, just getting back to your point though, Cody. This is something that I hope doesn't take full effect. I mean, if it's something that EA wants to offer as a bit of a bonus, something of a feature, as it were, in some of their games, that's fine to be able to have the option to actually do it, but to also make sure that they're using the voice actors to also voice that main character instead of making it your sole responsibility to do so. So, and that's just another way of EA cutting costs. I mean, I talked about it in that last episode, so I don't want to retread old ground here. But yeah, I'm of the same mindset as you, Cody. But Cody, again, brother, thank you again so much for calling in. I mean, not calling in, but emailing the show. I really, really appreciate it, my brother. Thank you so much. And also, I want to apologize again for the mix-up early on when I thought that Cody, you had emailed me first versus Crimson Phoenix. Matter of fact, I got to start. I'm going to delete these right now. That way it doesn't happen again. All right, here we go. We're good now. We're good. Okay, so what I want to do now this is a little different, for this episode, but like I said, we got some huge news that we got to go over, and it is Grand Theft Auto 6. So, like I said, man, God, dog, this game is amazing to look at. And like I said, I must have looked at the trailer like 20 times. And throughout me looking at the trailer, some of the things I picked up on was, it looks like it's going to be a couple of apps, in the vein of like Instagram or Twitter, where you might be able to upload videos inside the game itself, because it was one scene where the guy, if you saw the trailer, I know you remember this. The guy, he was hanging out of the green truck, and the caption underneath said, R.I.P. Rudy, see you in heaven, cuz. I'm like, man, did somebody just post an old video of their relative and showed him in the truck? He was hanging out of the truck. He had dreads and whatnot. And I'm like, dag, I wonder if you would be able to do that. So that was one of the things that I picked up on. The social media is going to have a big presence in this game. And also, I think, just thinking about it for a minute, even the guy, when he was pulling the alligator out of the pool, it was saying something to the effect, the caption, I think it was, I forgot the name of the app, but it has something to do with like catching animals. But even that caption said that, be careful, of, critters before you get the party started, the pool party started. So maybe even that alone, could you actually have pool parties at your house? Or could you get a mansion or something like that? I don't know. I mean, my imagination was running wild. So anyway, let's talk about, the location. So we got the name of one of the locations in the game, and it's called Leonida. It's spelled Leonida. Leonida? I don't know. Matter of fact, hold on. No, I think that that was cleared up. I think that is actually what they call Florida. I think that's the name of the state in Vice City. They call it that as, the name of the state. So I guess kind of similar to San Andreas, or Los Santos, being Los Angeles. So in that kind of vein. But we also saw, we saw it's going to get a little adult for a second, but we still going to keep it PG-13. But, we did see the strip club, and in there, you can see the bottle service with the sparklers and the bottles. I mean, it was a lot of activity. It was a lot of activity going on, a lot of making it rain on certain individuals that were doing their due diligence, I will say. They even had a sign in the club called Make It Rain Mondays. So will you be able to go to the club might actually go on a Monday and make it rain. I don't know. I mean, that buddy looked pretty good. The physics. Oh man, the physics. God, dog. We gonna get back to that. But, let me see, man. What else did I write down? Yeah. Like I said, the rain, make it rain Mondays. That might be an event you can go to. At the club. They also, showed a regular club, not an adult club. It was just a regular club. So it had a DJ in there. They were DJing, which could mean that possibly could you go out dancing? Could you take a date out there or whatever the case may be? I don't know. I don't know if it's going to be a date. See, that's the interesting thing. We're going to get into the characters in just a little bit, but that does make me wonder, how are certain things going to work that we've become a little accustomed to since GTA 4, as far as, that's when the dates were introduced and all of that. Or was that San Andreas? See, I missed San Andreas, so I didn't play it. So I picked up on Grand Theft Auto 4, and I remember going out on bowling dates or just hanging out at the pool hall or whatever, may have you. So I wonder how these activities are actually going to work now that, it looks like it's a couple together, but we'll see. But they also showed off several yacht parties happening. I mean, so does that mean that you'll be able to buy one of these huge, massive yachts and actually have people actually partying on the boat? And I guess I got to think of it from this perspective as well. Since I don't play online, it doesn't, I guess that's why it wasn't really computing with me. Maybe some of these things are going to carry over to the online portion of the game, which, I mean, for the people that do it, that would be crazy to actually be able to throw yacht parties, pool parties, being able to go to the strip club and link up with friends. Y'all make it rain on Monday. I mean, it's a lot of activities in this game, from what they showed. And this trailer was 1 minute and 30 seconds. And they were conveying all of this stuff. So let's move on. Let me see. Let's see. It was one thing. Now, I don't know if you'll be able to do it in the game, but when Oh man, yeah, we about to have to get a little PG-13. This is about to be a little adult for a second, but I don't know if you'll be able to do this in the game, but when I saw that sister on the roof of the car, shaking those yam burgers, as it were, brothers, I said to myself, man, this is something. Would you actually be able to leave out of the club with her and say, look, I need you to get up on the roof of the car. We're going to drive down the boulevard and you're going to shake your yam burgers and we're going to go ahead and record it, for everybody to see. I don't know. I saw that scene. I said, God, dog, Rockstar. Yeah. Dog, y'all are going for an A-rate nature adult. It was insane. It was something else. I said, good grief, y'all been away for a while, but it looks like y'all been working. Y'all been in the lab working. I mean, it looked like the physics and all was, they was physicking over there. Those physics were physicking. You know what I'm saying, man? Let me move on. God dog. Let's keep this thing PG-13. Let me see, it was also a scene, where, two women looked like they had gone live for some new music that they were putting up, because they had, some of the comments that were live and they were saying, I'm gonna spin the block to this one. This is one of the best songs, and I'm kind of paraphrasing on some of them. But, could that mean that you'll be able to record yourself, like social media, set up the phone, record what you're doing, play some new music or whatever the case may be? I don't know if you'll literally be able to play new music, but, just kind of keeping with that same social media aspect and perspective of the game. Like I said, it looks like it's going to be very, very heavy. So when they were there recording, it looks like it was a video or whatever they were doing, almost looked like it was a parody of the City Girls. And we know that, if I'm not mistaken, I believe the City Girls are from Miami or Florida somewhere. So How dope would it be? And I understand Rockstar has kind of stepped away from actually having celebrities in their games because they felt like it may take away from the actual performances. But if you're down in Vice City, aka Miami, how much authenticity would it be to actually have the city girls show up and do something like that, like a video or just some kind of mission? I don't know if they'll do that. I mean, Florida has a lot of people down there. You got Rick Ross down there. You got Kodak Black. Back in the day, you got the good brother Luke that actually helped pioneer the state of Florida to put them on the map. I mean, it's a lot of people down there that they could choose from to, kind of, even if they don't put them in the game per se, to kind of make the persona around, what those artists or people have actually brought to hip hop to a certain degree. And I know Grand Theft Auto is way bigger than just hip hop, but, just showing some of that representation from down in Florida, just the people that live there. But the other thing that I looked at, man, it was quite a few things I picked up on. Let me see what else did I write here. Now, like I said, oh yeah, so the app, right? Now I have a question for you guys. Now we know that, unfortunately, in the day that we live in, I thought I would never see this happen in my lifetime. The closest that I'd ever seen to anybody actually filming themselves committing a crime and showing it to people was Menace to Society. Menace to Society with O-Dog was the closest thing I had ever seen to anybody self-snitching on them doing a crime and actually showing evidence to people. Now today, you got social media. These jokers, they are telling on they self-snitching. So what I am curious to know is, since we've seen, quite a few of these different scenes, it shows people going live. They got the captions at the bottom. I'm wondering, will they actually let you go live while you are literally committing a crime just to get your followers up, to get some people that may cheer you on to do it? And then who knows, it could backfire and you may have some people actually calling people on you to stop you from doing what you were doing. Then you got 5 stars automatically. I don't know. That might be a bit of a pipe dream. But like I said, social media in this game seems to be very heavy. Self-recording what you're doing. That was shown several times throughout the trailer. So I'm just curious to know, will that be something that you'll actually be able to do, which would be absolutely crazy if you could. Let me see what else. Let me see. Yeah, hold on. No, I got some more notes here. Oh, now, yeah, they actually showed some of the wildlife in the game. I mean, I mainly saw alligators. I mean, y'all see that alligator walk in the store, man? That joker was moving real slow, like I own it up in here. What y'all got? I want to get some chips and a hot dog or two, maybe 4 or 5 to fulfill my needs. That joker came up in there like he owned the store. So I saw the alligators. And then just thinking about this too, could that mean that since crocodiles, alligators, they are in the game, could that mean that you could use them possibly as a weapon in the game? Possibly feeding. And I know this sounds dark as ever, but I'm just saying, could it be a situation where you could feed the alligator a person that you actually had to do them in? And to clean up the crime scene, could you actually be able to feed them to the alligator? Because I remember in Mafia 3 was the first game I had ever heard that they kind of advertised that would be what you could do, but they just didn't get it right. For me, you had to have the body in a certain area, a certain place. I had to get it to a certain edge to be able to have the alligator come out and actually take the body. It was a lot of work. And I'm gonna be honest, I still I wasn't able to do it. I was never able to do it. So I'm just curious to know, will they be able to actually make it so you'll be able to just feed them to the alligator easily, without having to have any problems or issues actually doing as such. I'm just curious, and I'm just out here spitballing, man. And I know it was an achievement for it. It was an achievement. It was a trophy for it. I get it. But again, I just never was able to actually get that achievement. I think you had to submerge the body in water. An alligator would come up and it would eat them. But I was trying to do it like on land, making it very easy to just have the alligator. Look, I drop the body, the alligator's around. He just runs up and eats the body. That never happened. So maybe, just maybe in Grand Theft Auto 6, because the alligators have such a presence in this game, maybe that'll be something that you will be able to do. But the other thing that I saw, let's see. Yeah, it was also this thing called Thrill Billy Mud Club, which could this be an event that you can use a monster truck in? I mean, now this could go a couple of different ways, I think, too, because we know that the TV stations back in Grand Theft Auto 4, Grand Theft Auto 5, you had TV stations you could look at, and I'm just curious to know, is this actually, this Thrill Billy Mud Club, something that you would be able to look at on TV? Could you compete and actually find yourself on TV with these monster trucks or things of that nature? I'm just curious to know what all of it means. Outside of that, they showed Weasel News. It looks like Weasel News is back, but this time it looks like they will be reporting the incident live on the scene and not just through the radio, because it showed this truck was turned over, and you could see them, the Weasel News there live on the scene with the camera out there looking at what was happening. So maybe it could even be another situation going back to the TV. Could you actually see real things happening in real time, as it were, while you're sitting there looking at TV? I mean, it could be so many different things that could be happening in this game all at one time, especially with the technology that we have. Man, they could probably make 5 and 10 minute long shows, on these different networks that we've grown to love from Grand Theft Auto. So, the other thing that I found out was it's a network called Mega Mundo News, where it looks like they'll be doing, criminal court cases on TV as well. So it looks like all of these different networks. And of course, I don't know this for sure. I'm just going off of what I saw in the trailer and how it was presented to me. I could be off on so many of these things, but just in my mind, it seemed like this was happening. So don't take this as fact or anything like that. I don't know anybody over at Rockstar. I have no inside information. These are all just thoughts that I have, and I would love to know you guys' thoughts on the trailer as well. So like I said, looks like it'll be criminal court cases on TV, which could mean that maybe a person that actually got caught doing a crime and they got arrested, maybe later on down the line, you may be able to actually see their court case on TV. Or even with Grand Theft Auto, you never know, you might actually be able to go to the location of the courthouse where the trial was being had, and maybe if there was no justice for the victims, maybe you would be able to do a little of your own. I don't know. We will have to wait and see. That'd be dope, though, if somebody gets off with doing a crime and you can go down to the courthouse and actually, take care of it yourself, and then how that could possibly shift the story. I don't know. I know that Grand Theft Auto is not like a RPG, as it were, where it's like a choose your own side storyline or anything like that. But I think that things like that with the scope of this game might be a possibility. Maybe not. I might be dreaming a little too much with that scenario, but who knows? Who knows, man? The other thing, and I'm sorry I keep saying the other thing, this thing, that thing, but a dirt bike gang was shown where it appears they're terrorizing Vice City. So it looks like you're going to have that, a dirt bike gang around there. Who knows what kind of territory they'll be running, what they'll be doing. Will they be robbing banks? Will they be robbing stores? Will they be pushing a little bit of the white? You never know. We will see as it gets closer, to this game releasing, which it is quite a ways away. But they also showed this magazine in the game called At High Rollers Mag, which looks like it'll be covering the baller lifestyle, where you'll possibly be able to show off your car, your jewelry, and maybe even your house. Because the way they were setting it up, the guy was showing off his car. It looked like you could see the interior. He was giving like a thumbs up. And I'm just curious to know, like a lot of these things, I'm guessing that Rockstar will have a lot of these different things appear on the online section of the game. So to be able to be featured in this magazine called High Rollers, man, that's probably for those guys that are multi-millionaires in the game and they want to floss what they got. I don't know. It could be so many different scenarios that could be happening. I don't know. This game might make me go online. I don't know, brothers. It's a possibility that this game, if it's doing any of the things that I'm imagining that they'll be able to do, having a yacht parties, pool parties, being part of this baller mag club and just showing off your cars and the things that you have. I don't know. It looks like a lot of dope activities could be happening. So the other thing that I want to get to now, this is the meat and potatoes of it, because after they showed all of those things, the city skyline, all of the things that just kind of draw you into Vice City, then they got into the characters. So when the trailer starts like this.
Lucia, do you know why you're here? Bad luck, I guess.
Bad luck, I guess. Lucia, do you know why you're here? It starts off with her being in prison. And I said, God dog. Now, just to back it up a little bit. Like I said, Lucia is one of the characters. She also appears to have a boyfriend, or maybe it's her husband. I don't know for sure. We really don't know yet, but it looks like I said, it looks like it's no look in it. She's in prison. So it looks like she might just be getting out of prison, because it looks like that she's talking to a counselor. Oh, I don't know about that. I was thinking that maybe she was about to get parole. She was talking to this person at the desk. Maybe that was I don't think it was the warden, but who knows? Maybe it was. But could it be a situation where she already got caught and she's actually telling her story from prison itself? And because the woman says, Lucia, do you know why you're here? And Lucia says again, like I said before, says bad luck. Maybe this is where the rumored kid comes into play. Because what if she has to tell her story, kind of like a confession, to get maybe lesser time so that she will have a chance to see her kid grow up? Because, oh man, wouldn't that be something? What if you were actually in prison when the game starts? You literally are in prison and you're telling the story behind bars. Would it be a situation where You'll actually have a couple of run-ins with some of the inmates while you're in there. It kind of reminds me of Splinter Cell. Was it Double Agent? I forgot which one it was. I think it was Double Agent, where you actually had to go in the prison. You were around the actual prisoners when you were breaking out. So could it be a situation where you're actually in there and you're doing it day by day before you even, I mean, I'm sure they can't drag it out for so long, having you behind the walls before you get out there and you start, doing what you're supposed to do in the world. But wouldn't it be interesting that you're actually in there doing time, Lucia is, and you're actually navigating the prison, and finally you get a sit down with the warden. She's telling you, look, I know you got a kid. I know you want to get out of here. Maybe we can cut a deal if you tell us what happened. Oh, man, I would be interested in that story. I think it would be dope. And like I said, I'm not going to keep repeating myself anyway, because the thing is also, if you noticed at the end of the trailer, this is what Lucia says.
The only way we're going to get through this is by sticking together, being a team.
Trust.
Woo! Trust. Oh, man, could it be a situation, brothers and sisters? Well, who knows? What did she take the rap for her boyfriend or husband? And they're actually trying to get to him. Did he flip on her? And now she's in prison for something he did. This story could go I ain't going to say literally 100 different ways, but it could go a lot of different ways, because that means something. That trust line means something, because it's very fitting that now I'm going into my theory bag. Here we go. I'm probably going to sound like a madman, but it's interesting to me that in the beginning of the trailer, she's obviously in prison, but at the end of the trailer, she mentions trust. Did he set her up? Did he actually do a dirty? Something went wrong. It was either him or her, and he chose himself. And now this is like the jump off point. She has to give a little bit of background story as to what the crimes they had done together, things they had done together. And could it be a situation where ultimately she ends up trying to get him in the end? I don't know. Oh, man, I don't know. But I'm going to tell y'all something, brothers. I have never looked at a trailer, like I said, this many times and wrote this many notes. It was a couple of things, even outside of that I actually forgot to mention in the early part of this. They actually, like I said, they bust in the store, with the guns drawn, had the bandanas on their face. Now that's a callback, thinking about the bandanas, because y'all remember in Red Dead Redemption 2, you actually could raise your bandana up when you didn't want to be seen. Oh, man. God dog it, Rockstar. Oh, man. Man, these jokers right here, brother. Man, that means you probably can raise up your bandana, rob 100 different stores. Oh my gosh. Because I was thinking, we had heard early on that, and they showed all of these buildings, these huge buildings that were on the beaches, and, just these huge, look like skyscrapers. Could it be a situation where we'll actually be able to go in those buildings, actually go into multiple buildings, not just, not just the ammo shop or doing some upgrades to your car, but actually be able to go into various buildings and do what you want to do? Could you just randomly rob somebody? You're walking into one of these big skyscraper buildings that are full of $1 million condos. Could you actually go in there and literally commit crimes off script. I mean, like robberies. I know this is sounding kind of dark right now, but this is GTA 6. This is what we all signing up for. In the game, of course. I ain't doing no crimes in real life, brothers. But in the game, I don't know. But this is the environment of Grand Theft Auto 6. Would you be able to actually do things like that? I'm curious to know. I mean, we heard over the time period that buildings are supposed to get older. And of course, none of this has been confirmed. It's all been speculation. Couldn't even get that word right. Pardon me. Speculation that's going to happen. Characters are going to get older. Will Lucia actually get older? Will her boyfriend get older? Things of that nature. I don't know. But the fact of the matter is that this world is colossal. Tons of buildings, tons of scenery. Looks like plenty of things, different activities to do. I'm still waiting on that Disney park, that Disney-esque park where you can go on roller coasters and things of that nature. I really, really hope that they put that in there. But for right now, that is just a pipe dream. But what I want to get into, because we're about to wrap this up, the other thing I want to get into is a couple of things that I'd actually missed. Of course, the beaches look incredible. I don't know if you guys have actually had a chance just to pause that screen where they're walking on the beach. It is so many activities going on. It's somebody that has like a vehicle backed up to the water where it looks like they're putting a boat out into the ocean. Another scene is where guys actually spraying like this sun, what's it called? The sun guard, the stuff you got to put on your skin to protect yourself from sunscreen. He's spraying sunscreen on her. Another scene, you see some girls walking down the beach, all different sizes, different tones, different heights. You got other people out there tanning on the beach. I mean, golly, it was another guy. He was taking a selfie with himself with a girl, or he was taking a picture of the girl. She was posing in the background. It was like, God, dog, is so many things going on. And just that 1 or 2 second clip, all of that was happening, which was incredible. So, just the density of people, how many people are going to actually, NPCs, I should say, are going to populate the beaches in the world. And it just seems like this game is going to be it seems like it's going to be pulsating life, throughout the whole game. I mean, you see the neon lights, you see the palm trees, you see the dope cars just lined up. You even had a homeless guy out there, looked like he was begging for money. It just looks so darn good, man. The other thing that I wanted to mention, though, man, where did I put it? Yeah, the yachts, like I said earlier on, being able to be on a yacht, having a yacht party. I think it's going to be jet skis in the game as well. You're going to have motorcycles. They showed airplanes, helicopters, cargo ships. Goodness gracious, could you jack a cargo ship? When I think about the cargo ship, now, this is where my imagination starts to go a little bit. Because in those earlier reports, we were told that we would be able to go to Cuba. We were going to be going to different, bigger, broader horizons, different countries and things. Well, not countries, but a different country. Could it be a situation where you actually got to take a cargo ship to Cuba and you got some stuff in there and you got to sail across the sea to get to this place to be able to drop it off? Will you be able to jack the cargo ships, sell the inventory we could go 100 places with this. It's gonna be bananas, or maybe, just maybe, all of it's a pipe dream and it doesn't happen. But I'm hoping Rockstar, it'll be 12 years that have gone by that you guys have been working on this game. I would hope that you would be able to do all of these things and possibly maybe a couple more things. But that's just me just thinking out loud. Helicopters, that's nothing new, but it's dope to see. Like I said, the planes and things of that nature. Will you be able to buy planes? Will you be able to buy the clubs, property? Is that something else you'll be able to do? Because like I said, they were showing off those buildings for a reason. Are those going to be up for sale once you get enough money? Again, I'm talking about the online element and the single player story element. Will these be things that you'll be able to do in both? I'm just curious to know. Now, the other thing that I wanted to mention was it was a woman. She was hanging out of a topless convertible on the highway. And some people thought it was Lucia. I don't think it was necessarily her. But if you look closely, you can see somebody in the car ahead of them filming it while it's happening. So it just goes back to showing off that flashy, rich Miami or Vice City lifestyle. Like I said, they're going to have motorcycles in there. They even had a Karen in there being recorded. She had 2 axes and talking about you again. You showed up. It was just crazy. They showed off a swamp. So maybe it'll be some missions that'll happen in the swamp where you gotta, again, the alligators, brothers and sisters, in the swamp. Oh my gracious. Crocs gonna be all around the place. Like I said, man, that's about it. That's about it. I mean, it's nothing too much more to even talk about. Just as a whole, just taking this whole trailer in, it was 1 minute and 30 seconds and I got all of that out of the trailer. I would love to know if you guys think I am absolutely off of my rocker right now with all of these thoughts and things that I think that GTA 6 could be. If you want to do so, you can do it 2 different ways because we're about to wrap this up. You can either call in and the phone number is 443. Again, let me pull it back up. I'll get it together one day. It's 443-380-0281. Call in and let your voice be heard, or you can email the show, and the email address is theanalogcirclepodcast@gmail.com. Rockstar, God dog it. One more again for Rockstar. And this game is going to be insane. You know you got a big game when people are saying rest in peace and they're being genuine about it. Saying rest in peace to the people that didn't get a chance to witness this moment. I mean, that's when you know you got something. And I said, golly, you know what? That is true, though. Everybody wishing each other good health. I hope you make it for the next 2 years. That's when you know you got something extremely special on your hands when other people are telling you, man, be healthy, be safe. You got to make it past this 2 years, 2025. GTA 6 is releasing. Oh, shucks. So I'm going to say the same thing to y'all. Be healthy, be safe out there, man, as always, and Grand Theft Auto 6 2025. Oh, man, we got a ways to go, but let's just hold each other down, man, and let's just make it to that year because I am sure that it's going to be something special. The trailer already has over 101 million views. Matter of fact, before we go, I'm going to check it out right here live. Just to be able to confirm it. There we go. Rockstar Games. The trailer is at, 110 million views. And it did it in one day. 110 million views. I'm going to pull it up real quick. 110 million views. And it has 9.5 million likes. That is crazy. The guy, I'm gonna shout this brother out. His name is at Elegance YT. He said a minute of silence in honor of all loyal fans who didn't live to see this legendary moment. Golly. That's when you know you got something crazy on your hands. Rockstar. A lot of pressure on you, a lot of pressure on you right now, but I'm sure that y'all are going to deliver. So with that being said, as always, you guys take care, enjoy yourselves, and have a good day. So until Sunday, when we do it again, I'm going to say it. You guys take care. Be safe out there. Bye-bye.